the Father, and the Son, and in the Holy Spirit. And I just said the Holy Spirit prayer, but for you guys, Holy Spirit, please be with us. Help us to listen to you and express your word. Today we're going to talk about for his sake. And I want you to understand that the devil is out to divide and cause conflict and foment hatred and hurt feelings and angry feelings. And he will use situations that are opportune times, knowing our weaknesses, especially using past experiences, so that we associate the present problem with what we've experienced in the past. But it's not necessarily so. 99.9% of the time, our negative thinking is not reality. Though, if you look for skeleton in the closets, you may find them. And I do want to apologize for not doing lives in the past 2 weeks. I'd like to explain the circumstances surrounding, but there really is no excuse. If you really want to do something, you get it done. You find a way. You make way. At least for God, you should always. And so I apologize. And so, but back to for his sake, understand that whatever given situation, especially if it's a loved one or someone you know or a friend, understand that it's the evil behind it. Realize that everyone has good in them. Look for the gold in them, not the faults or the defects, because everyone has them. We all have faults and defects. But there's something beautiful about people. And yes, they might not be in the same place that you are. They might be where you were a while ago or a long time ago, or doing things you haven't done in a long time, and that's fine. Everyone has their own different journey. But our duty is to be understanding and compassionate. And when you think there is something that you've been wronged or some kind of injustice, we tend to focus on our perception or our way of seeing things or our feelings or what we would like. And the best way to be selfless is to try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. What is it for them? How is it for the other person involved? How is it for everyone involved? And when you see it, try to see it from their perspective and what they're going through. Let's say somebody, you catch them in a lie and you get upset because you don't believe in that, and you don't lie anymore, but understand that you used to lie too. And so, but that doesn't mean that you're not a beautiful person. That doesn't mean that you have potential, and so does the other person. So for his sake, put all negativity aside. For his sake, put any judgment or any assumptions aside. For his sake, don't gossip or badmouth. Just understand that that's just playing into the devil's hands. That's exactly what he wants. That's playing his game. And so the devil is very strong these days, because not because demons get more powerful, but because we've empowered them by our way of being, by straying away from God, by our sinning, which makes us more open to demons and their attacks. So for God's sake, turn the other cheek, walk away. And it feels much better just to give it to God. If you leave things in God's hand, a priest friend of mine told me, through a picture, you'll see God's hand in everything. And when God's hand is in things, that's when things really work out well. That's when, even if someone is in the wrong and is lying and is going astray, just to see your unconditional love and understanding might turn him back around the other way, back to God. Might help him realize, hey, this is not right. And remember, because we lead by example, and if we react in the same way that most people would, in the way that the world does, rather than in the way that Jesus would, then nothing much changes and things can get even worse. And if you really want to be a fisherman of people, and you want to bring people to God, then love them anyway. Didn't God say, love your enemy? And that's what he meant. because he knew that we could get hardened about people and our hearts can get hardened, but we're only hurting ourselves in that way, and we're becoming bitter and we're becoming resentful and angry. And so in the process, two people are hurt, and it's not even worth it. So for his sake, you just understand that the person is responsible, because we're not giving anything we cannot handle. But don't blame that person, blame the devil. That's who's at fault. And just help the person better fight that situation. And by giving them ideas, saying, well, how do you think it feels like for that person? Or what if this was happening? And put scenarios that could get them to understand and be more compassionate. And in the end, instead of dividing, you're uniting, and you're a peacemaker. And it's a beautiful thing. Besides, we have to do the what's difficult, not what the flesh wants, but listen to the spirit, because that's the way that we feel peace and we feel good and confident that we have God in our lives and that we're in good hands. Otherwise, we just fall into a roller coaster or a never ending roller coaster of misery. A never ending circle is what I say. You just come back to it again and again. We get breaks in between, it's fine, but it's better the other way. It's better to have God in your life and do it right. And, do what's uncomfortable and do what's hard and do what you don't want to do, but it's the right thing to do for his sake. Yeah, because, well, at least we owe it to him. He did sacrifice, God sacrificed his son, his only son, so that we may be saved. So we owe him our life. We owe him all our being, 100%, everything that we have to give. And that means that when we're tried, and we will be tried every day in different ways, that we just still glorify God, and we follow his precepts and do exactly what he asked of us. And because, as much as he loves us, it's only right to love him back. Thank you for listening and staying with me, and thank you for your patience. Don't forget to pray. Stay close to God in every way. Don't lose hope. Keep the faith, and God bless you. Much love.